black goat elf, Dotta puppet too, Bearsnake by the ocean blue. It's Wizard Wednesday, it's Wizard Wednesday, kobolds and dream masters soar, putting their root on the door. It's Wizard Wednesday, forevermore. Wizard Wednesday, lore at the core. We are a cult with a world of our own, never forgotten or magic is known. It's Wizard Wednesday, it's Wizard Wednesday. Let's read from the book of lore, legendary wizards at the core. Don't get lost in the quantum shadow, abracadabra is our magical manifesto. Wednesday, it's Wizard Wednesday. Eat a donut, set your soul on fire. The sacred flame on a funeral pyre. The seventh gate with golden locks. The nightmare imp with a treat box. It's Wizard Wednesday. It's Wizard Wednesday.
Today is July 24th, 2024. As always, it's a good day to join a cult. This is Wizard Wednesday, channeling in from the Quantum Downs. This is the Black Goat of the Wood, Elf J Trul. And I've got some friends on stage with me.
What's up? It's Dotta, the orange puppet. And guys, guess what? I got fiber internet this week, and I am so excited about it. My voice is hopefully crystal clear. I will never drop off, never rug again.
I think you're already cutting out.
No.
Or maybe it's me.
We're also joined by...
Hey, what's up? It's the Business Bear. What's going on? I can hear you perfectly, Dotta, by the way.
Okay, it might be me. I'm going to go to a different location.
It's a new era.
Coming in loud and clear for me, too. Entropy Marketing was here. Hello, everybody.
What's up?
And we've also got Ted, and I'm on the other end of the spectrum from Dotta today. My fiber optic cable that's run along a bunch of I'm on cell service, and it's super lame.
I was even talking about you literally yesterday when it got installed. I was like, we'll be on Wizard Wednesday, and Tad is in Costa Rica.
Can you guys hear me now?
Jungle, and I can't even, and he's got fiber internet, and I don't.
I can't hear anybody.
Yeah, nope, sorry, you're going to have to drop out.
We can hear you, Elf. But
yeah, we can hear you just fine.
I'm going to leave and come back.
Okay. Well,
sounds like Elf needs to get fiber.
It is a very special day. Yeah, seriously. You should get Starlink. It's probably better than what you have now. Maybe Elon will give it to you. It is a very special day today in the cult. It is a very happy birthday to Maple Dad. Maple Dad, happy birthday. So glad that you're a part of the cult. Hope you have a super duper great day. Okay, we've got Elf. He's coming back up.
Yeah.
Oh, I accidentally muted everyone. Sorry, you're going to have to unmute yourself.
Meeple just is one of those guys who does it for the love. Shows up every single day, always seeing him in the timeline, always doing something cool and interesting. Freaking love him. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Meeple Dad. He sent me some samples from stuff that's going to be in the next treasure trove box, and I really just can't wait. I can't wait. Speaking of Meeple Dad, he also was elected as one of the 3 folks on the House of Wizards DAO. So as you know, there's a special council which has 9 or 10 signers on it, and we ran a special election because I, along with the other Magic Machine folks, which would be Jitsi and Waz, decided to step back, let the community take over. We had an over index of representation for Magic Machine there, and thankfully we've got some great picks. All the candidates were great, but it was the winners. The final results were DFI, Meeple Dad, and Bridge. So yeah, congratulations to those folks, and yeah, really eager to kind of see what great stuff you're able to do from the cult through that organization this year. How you doing, Elf? Are you back? Are you able to speak?
I think I'm back. Can you guys hear me?
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
Yeah, you're
Okay,
clear.
Awesome. Great. I'm sure you guys already told Meeple Dad happy birthday, but I wanted to say
Happy
birthday,
birthday
Meeple Dad.
to Meeple Daddy! It's a big day.
It really is. And then you talked about the DAO. Great, we're all caught up. Should we talk about Runeverse? There's a lot of details that are new and that need to be distributed.
Yeah, totally. I can hop in and chat a little bit here. I'm not sure if Matto's in the audience at the moment. Doesn't look like it. Okay, I will hop in and I will share things. Yeah, no like huge new updates necessarily. If you've been listening to our announcements and reading things, you probably know all this already. But for the sake of repetition and making sure everybody's on the same page, let's go over just the base details. We are 1 week away from our closed beta. It starts July 31st and will run through August 2nd. It's going to be a lot of fun. Public event is coming later on August. Not too long of a wait, just in case you don't have a chance to play in the closed beta. Not everybody will. Just want to level set expectations up front. And there's a reason for that. It's because this is first and foremost a tech test. The Bisonic team primarily needs to test new UI, chat features, tutorial flows, and things like that have been added to the game since you last played in Eve of Memory. We're also definitely checking to make sure that everything works as expected on Ronin Network at scale, and also looking to test some specific things like mobile support, users in different parts of the world, et cetera, et cetera. So that means that the closed beta has most of the features that will be in new foundations, but it does not have all of them. You will be able to build a house, but you will not be able to decorate it quite yet. You'll get to do that later in August. You will also get to explore dungeons later in August, which is going to be a ton of fun. So those things will not be available in the closed beta, but they will be in the public play. Lots of other fun details beyond that, but the one thing that I really wanted to highlight today, because we have an easy final decision on this to be able to share, is who has guaranteed access to the closed beta. If you're listening to this right now, you're probably in the group, but just to kind of go over things, we are inviting anybody who holds a wizard, a soul, a shadow, or a warrior to play in the closed beta. Anybody who holds a Watcher's Ring is also invited. We also are inviting anybody who played in Eve of Memory, whether you hold a Forgotten Runes asset or not. And then we're also inviting in a list of VIPs, select Ronin creators, friends and family, partners, collabs, etc., in a small select group. So that pretty much covers who gets to play right up front and what to expect. Of course, if you have any questions, hit us up in Secret Tower. We're happy to answer it. Matto's been just absolutely killing it, helping people understand all the nuances of the migration, the Ronin ecosystem, Ronin wallets, what to expect for the CBT, and all the information is out there. We've really tried to do our best to message it, but if you have any questions, let us know, and we'll help guide you.
I can't believe that's a week away.
I know. So exciting. I can't wait to cast Fireball.
Yeah. I heard there's going to be more spells than Fireball this time.
Yeah, no, there definitely will be. Yeah, there's some additions and some updates. There's lots of things I didn't cover in that little monologue, but that's really the top level, most important things I think people need to know to be prepared. And yeah, if you're not on that list of invites that I mentioned, don't fret. We are still going to be pulling players in from the sign-up sheet that we had circulated. These are just our priority access people that we know have a good frame of reference for the game. They're supporters of us. We want to make sure that they get in to have some fun and enjoy it. But they also understand that this is a work in progress build, that it will be updated more and more over time. Yeah, so if you signed up, if you don't hold, maybe on any of those criteria, but you did sign up for the sheet, there's a high likelihood that you'll get an invite at some point during the 3-day CBT. Or maybe I shouldn't say high. There is a likelihood. We just don't know exactly what we're doing yet because we kind of need to run finger on the pulse. If we need to kind of change things up and make sure that we're hitting certain testing requirements for Bisonic, we'll kind of do that and pull those levers as needed. And Matto's up here too. Matto, if you want to chime in and add anything on top of what I shared too, feel free.
I think you did it pretty good. That was pretty comprehensive. So you're doing great with that.
Well, thank you.
I have a question. Last week, I think it was, we talked about migrating the Watcher's rings to the Ronin chain. So for this particular build, I'm assuming that we will get to use the rings on Ronin chain?
Yes.
Nice.
Yep. You will be able to tap rings for mana. And actually, I posted, not my meme, somebody else made it, and I forgot who made it, so I didn't credit them. I'm so sorry if you're listening to this.
Good.
I posted
It's such a good meme.
from the Runeverse account. Here, I'll pin that up right now in the space so you can check it out.
The rings are already on Mavis Market. So if you look at like trending collections on Mavis Market, yeah, I mean we're number 3 right now for the last 24 hours in terms of
Nice.
volume in terms of Ron. I think it's not that many sales just because the rings are kind of expensive right now, but yeah, you can buy them there. We don't have the rings back up on Forgotten Market yet. I mean, it's good to send traffic directly to Mavis Market for a little bit, but that's not the real reason. The real reason is we had a couple of bugs that we're fixing up. So we will get kind of all of the the Ronin collections up back on Forgotten Market, and I think for now the market like experience will link out to Mavis Market, right? So like when you can browse everything, filter all that, see pricing, but when you click through, you'll have to finalize the sale on Mavis Market. But yeah, we'll have that up pretty soon.
Right. And just going a little bit back, for those who don't know the idea behind tapping your ring, what we had initially for the Eve of Memory event that we played last year, all ring holders, what they had was every 24 hours, they kind of had like a replenishment of 250 mana that they can collect on their account. And all that required was just, logging in and tapping your ring. There was like a certain interval that it would refresh. Sorry, I'm getting like feedback from somebody. Up there we go. So all ring holders have the option, and it's for each individual ring too. So if you have multiple rings, you can tap each individual ring. There was like memes I remember of people with Thanos with all the different rings. They're like tapping individual ones. So that's just one great benefit that ring holders had. Mana is a great resource to have in game. We're actually changing the mana. We're changing some of the mana numbers, like adjusting the amount of mana that you're getting. So it's going to be a little bit less this build. So ring holders actually have a pretty good amount of mana that they generate just from tapping rings.
I remember doing the daily ring tap. That was fun.
Yeah, that is fun.
Guys, Web3 gaming or crypto gaming is it's coming. It's getting bigger and bigger. We talked about it last week, but I think the dawn of crypto gaming is upon us for real this time.
For real.
For real.
I just saw a really interesting tweet from, I think it was probably Fisk, talking about Polymarket and about how Polymarket really is crossed over into a lot of Web 2 spaces for being both like data for the elections and predictions, as well as just like people will use the app without even really recognizing that it's like based on crypto. And I think that's, he was using that as an example of like, this is what crypto should be. What crypto should be doing is being something that is useful and fun to use, and it doesn't really matter to the end user at first that it is a crypto app. It's just useful. And I think that the Runeverse game is aiming for that same thing, right? That it's going to be a fun game people like to play, whether or not it's crypto. But then, of course, it's like fundamental to the game that it's built on crypto for all kind of like the features that we know and love under the hood. So very, very excited to play it next week and over the next couple of months.
I'm going to say something really naive. I didn't even know Polymarket was a crypto app. I thought it was just like a betting app.
That's amazing. That's
good.
really cool.
That's
yeah.
a good thing.
That's good, actually.
Yeah, interesting. Wait, I'm sorry, I don't want to divert, but can you just explain like basically how it is a crypto app, but they're hiding the crypto?
Well, so like Poly Market under the hood is like it's almost like Uniswap. Like each kind of app is really like a little market. Each like bidding market is actually like a market maker under the hood, almost like Uniswap. Um, and
But like if I'm a normie and I want to go bet on like a sports
oh,
game, the outcome of a sports game, I'm still using like USD, right? But is it
you
converting
know,
to stable
I
coins or
actually don't really
something?
know because I knew that it was crypto, so I just deposited from my crypto wallet. So I'm honestly not sure like what their cart situation is. Like if you can just buy USDC with a credit card or whatever. I'm really not sure. But I know that what you basically do is you set up like a smart wallet. Like they
Uh-huh.
basically have a smart contract wallet that you perform your actions on. And I assume maybe they subsidize some gas or something, but I actually don't know.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I think it's all actually just done with like you deposit it from a crypto wallet. So you do need a wallet from it. But once you deposit it onto their platform, you can start using the poly markets for what you want. So and
Very cool.
it's on Polygon. So actually I don't even think they need to subsidize gas because it's just so cheap that they probably I guess they do because like it's still gas costs regardless, but it's so cheap that they can easily cover the cost.
Right.
I started using Poly Market this week to play some bets, and I'm down pretty bad.
Same.
No.
I think I know which one you're down on, but I
Yeah,
won't say.
she's not going to be the nominee, and I'm going to be
Yeah.
loaded.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. You know what? I think for what it's worth, Dotta, I think we're right, but I think we're too early on it. I think that they're probably gonna hold off, but that's just mine.
I'm holding. I'm holding.
We're probably gonna lose all our money, and then the next day it's gonna announce that she's not the nominee.
That's funny. Okay, well, yeah, Web3 gaming is getting big, but gaming in general is making some big moves. Jitsi, what you got any commentary on this?
Yo, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of stuff happening within space, obviously, but just recently for us, it's like we had the Spellborn activation. Also, the Nifty Island quest that came out too. It's one of my favorite things in this space is people's ability to collaborate with other groups and projects to make things that are really fun for user, that feel sticky. So it's like those are two really good activations we recently had. Something like outside of crypto that like excited me is I don't know if I don't know if anyone cares, everyone saw, but like esports got pushed as an Olympic sport, which is like
Hey,
Let's go.
I,
Jitsi, we need to get you on the next Olympic team, by the way.
I'd be a coach if anything at this point. I'm too washed up. It's a young man's game. But I think it's super cool that it's being recognized as something that people can put their time and energy into, and that there's it's considered within a pair of like an athlete, right? Like I've pushed for this for a long time outside of crypto. I was in the scene for a long time too. I think that people never really see what the sacrifices required to be one of the best in the world at anything, esports included. So, for a long time I was at programs that were building up young adults to be able to be good at this type of stuff. And there's a lot of similarities between your average traditional sports player and your esports player. The routine, what's required from them, practicing, teamwork, the whole nine. So it's just like really cool to see. You're never going to get, I basically avoid all debates online about esports as a real sport or not. If you don't get it, I don't have time to explain to you. But it's like really cool that it's coming to the Olympics. And hopefully there are like 1,000 pitfalls from this point to getting to the first game. Because I was just talking to team, and whoever wanted to talk with me in DMs was no one owns the pure rights to like basketball, but people own the rights to all these games they're going to be deciding from, and it gets really
Right.
complicated really quickly. So I hope there's good decisions that are made. There's a lot of debate to be had, but for me personally, someone who's dedicated at one point in my life 12 hours a day to be great at these games, it really is cool to see, side by side, hopefully within more athletic divisions within colleges, camps that are at age 9, instead of like a basketball camp, you're at like a Counter-Strike camp. So I think there's just like so much positive things to do with esports and gaming, and it was like really cool to see that today, or however many days ago. So rant over, but awesome.
What games do you think they're gonna like put in? Like if we need to open a poly market for what games will be in the Olympics, what would you place your bet on?
One. Yeah, I actually had a couple like in my head, some clear indicators, because like you want all the games selected to be the highest skill ceiling possible with the most required teamwork or individual talent, right? Like I don't see how you wouldn't be aiming for these things. Someone mentioned to me, though, that the Olympics will never put on a screen at an event a first-person shooter. And I said, wow, they might actually be right about that. It's like a real bummer because the most tactical and arguably best genre there is in esports is tactical shooters because of the required teamwork across usually 5 players. But I mean, at the end of the day, politics is going to be involved here. I know that, and that's like a real bummer. So if it's not FPS, and Counter-Strike would have been that choice for me, obviously. Rocket League is like a clear winner here. It is a game that everyone can follow. It's a game that you can get in early as a kid or an adult and enjoy it. There's a high skill ceiling to it. It makes sense for the average viewer because it kind of plays like soccer but in air. There's other games too, like Dota, League of Legends, that have been around for a decade plus, maybe 20 at this point through Dota, that are some of the best in the business when it comes to like a high skill ceiling. It's balanced, it's tactical, requires teamwork. But like, I just don't know. Like, end of the day, there might be like some deal they make with like, you know, whoever owns shitty Call of Duty at this point, and then they're going to push it forward. And the next thing you know, there's like Fortnite and Call of Duty on stage at the Olympics, and then you really lost it. And at that point, I retract my statement saying it's a good thing for esports. But my guess would be if I had to put 3 games up there, it's either League of Legends or Dota, Counter-Strike, and Rocket League. Those ones have, from my perspective and what I've seen from players that come from it, they're true like athletes of the sport, and they put in so much time and effort to being great at it at a pretty consistent level across all ages. So that would be my guess. Another rant over, sorry.
That's funny. I like that take. Do you want me to spoil the mystery for you?
Yes, please.
Okay. There are 9 confirmed games in this next next year of the Olympics.
Let's hear them. Please say Fortnite. I hope Fortnite.
I will lead with the comment that the person posted on Twitter along with this screenshot. It sounds like the person in charge of this still calls every console a quote-unquote Nintendo. So here's the list.
Okay.
First one is archery, tic-tac-bow. Never heard of it. Baseball, a WBSC e-baseball, Power Pros. There's also chess, hosted by chess.com. Cycling with a game called Zwift with a Z. Dancing, we'll have Just Dance 2023, the World Dance Sport Federation edition. Under the motorsport category, we have Gran Turismo 7. Sailing, we have a game called Virtual Regatta. Sounds fancy. Taekwondo, there's a game called Virtual Taekwondo. Super creative there. And for tennis, we have Tennis Clash.
I'm screaming.
Real?
Real.
We have to start the enhanced games of esports.
So here's the problem. Here's the biggest. Oh my! If this is true, right? This is like you can't replicate sports through video games at the effective level that you want. If you think you can, please go play Madden and come back to me. It just like doesn't work. No one likes it.
It's real. It's on Wikipedia.
That's so terrible. I retract all my statements. They clearly missed the mark here, and I have no idea what the fuck they're doing. It doesn't. No one's playing any of those things. If you want the real thing when it comes to archery, you go play archery. Like, esports is so different than like the implied intention of a realistic sport within a digital medium. It just, that makes me so mad.
Wait. I do have some good news. Under shooting, they do have Fortnite.
Great news. No, what do you mean?
Are you serious, Dotta?
I hate everything right now.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. I think so. I was gonna say before Dotta said that, I was gonna say maybe it's an issue with like in terms of like IP, right? Like, because like we mentioned before, like like there people own these games, and so actually having them up like maybe an issue. So like maybe that's why they pick these.
I don't know. I think anyone who's a game developer is going to want their game in the Olympics. That's like the best marketing ever.
And speaking of which,
get us in.
And speaking of that, if you would like to support Forgotten Runeverse, there's a pinned tweet on this space where I have taken the liberty to @Olympics and ask them to add Runeverse into the lineup, which I think would be the most exciting game in the entire group so far. So go hit that tweet and @the Olympics and tell them why we deserve it.
Throw our name into the rings.
There was Jitsi. I'm not sure if we want to talk about gaming anymore, but there
Yeah,
was
yeah.
another big sort of announcement this week that was a bit cryptic. But did you guys see what Tim Sweeney was saying about sort of blockchain and crypto games? Did you see that at all?
I didn't know. What was it?
Oh, right before we move on to this, one last thing about the Olympics. The Wikipedia page also says they're considering Rocket League. So you were right on that.
Oh, at least you have Rocket League there. I can just guarantee you there's not a single soul on earth that are playing any of those other games other than like Turismo.
What? I play tic-tac-toe every night before I go to bed.
I can't tell if you're serious. I can't tell if you're serious or not because do you actually play that game?
I feel like you would.
No, I might, but I've never heard of it.
Okay.
Tic-tac-toe Olympic Esports Series. It gets 2 stars on Google Play App Store.
This is funny. I'm looking at this Wikipedia that does have a lot more information. I also saw the Rocket League and Fortnite rumor on Twitter, but I thought somebody might have just been making something up. But yeah, it shows in 2023 they had Fortnite. Very interesting. The list now looks more like the 2021 set, but Jitsi, maybe your rowing skills could translate to virtual regatta sailing. I don't know. Feels like a parallel.
There's like such a cool world where it's the ultimate dream, right? Which we're never gonna get there. I think VR sucks. It just like isn't gonna be like applied how I want it to be. It's where if you're in a room and like it can basically distinguish how fast you are through running on something that's on the floor through VR in like a digital world, then sure, like this applies and works for especially like Olympics. But the reality situation is it just doesn't. You're never going to have that. It costs too much to bring to market. It's like what become popular. So maybe in 100 years, maybe in 50 years, who knows? But when you start talking about real sports and digital esports as a medium, they just have clashed forever and it just never has worked. I mean, no one buys those games.
Okay, let's hear about Tim Sweeney, Bearsnake.
Okay, so Tim Sweeney, if you don't know him, he is the CEO of Epic Games. They make Jitsi's favorite game, Fortnite, which apparently is in the Olympics now. He was sort of quoted in saying, okay, well, actually, he indicated that blockchain technology might be considered for Fortnite in the future. But what's strange is the quote itself says, perhaps someday, as we've plainly said many times, we aren't adopting cryptocurrency or NFT trading or similar. So I don't know, Dotta or anyone on stage, how do you talk about blockchain being implemented into this without sort of touching on cryptocurrency or even more so like NFT trading or similar? I mean, I don't understand. But anyway, the fact that he's talking about it, I think is a pretty big deal, considering Epic is one of the biggest game studios.
Right. I mean, like, you maybe could think of some ways where you have some SDK where you set up contracts where you let users kind of write little programs that can be guaranteed on the EVM. But I just don't see it, right? Like, this idea of blockchain not Bitcoin mentality, I think is sort of terrible, because like what blockchains are good at is managing financial incentives. That's really what they're best at. And like, why would you need like a slow decentralized database if you're just going to put everyone in your own walled garden? I mean, this is part of the reason why large companies aren't incentivized to use crypto, because like, why would you like expose your economy to outside forces if you already have like a monopoly in your game, right? Like, it has to be built into kind of the fabric of the game to really work. And so like, if you're Roblox, you're not going to convert Roblox to crypto. Like, you already have Robux.
Yeah, I think he's talking about it, and it's total BS. I think they actually will create secondary markets. I think they're gonna do it. I think it's imagine laying blockchain in secondary markets into like what is it, Unreal Editor, where people get to like they have their walled garden in the proper Fortnite, but then they open up secondary trading and allow creators who are creating maps to like monetize. I think you can get best of both worlds. I think that could actually really work.
It's just all uphill because of regulation, right? That like all of that stuff is completely toxic from a regulatory perspective, and it's very, very hard to do under the current laws. And so, you mean you hope that like he uses his force to kind of get those laws changed. Obviously, they've had trouble with Apple, so you would think like given their history, I'm right about this, right? I'm not mixing up companies.
No,
Uh,
no, you're right. It's
You're
yeah,
right. You're right. You're
that
right.
given their like run-in with gatekeepers, that they're also seeing like, oh, hey, we could use this blockchain thing to like circumvent other gatekeepers, but at the same time, they're trying to build a metaverse and become a gatekeeper of their own. And so, um, yeah, like it'd be great to be able to use crypto within Fortnite, but it's just hard to, it's hard for people to like redo their whole business model.
yeah.
Well,
I think
they'll do it when Fortnite starts to lose revenue and market share, and then they'll turn to it.
right. That's what I was gonna say. I think that the incentives exist when like the monetary like cash flows start drying up, or a huge competitor comes in and decides that's what's going to be their killer app, right? Like, that's how we're going to compete against Fortnite. How do we compete against Fortnite? We can do what Fortnite does, but we're going to give the creators a lot more flexibility and a lot more incentives to create for our game than for Fortnite. And so they'll create for our game and make our game bigger than Fortnite. And then Fortnite will be forced to, react to that. At least that's my idea. Not Fortnite exactly, but that's my idea, is that a game needs to come out and first need to kind of threaten the market and shake it up before others that are already established will decide to go up, because it's just such a huge risk. It's like, I said this the other day because a lot of people were saying there was a post that they were the Pokemon company put a patent for NFT trading cards, and everyone took that as like, oh, Pokemon's making NFT trading cards. Like, just because they put a patent doesn't mean that they're going to do it. Like, they've patented stuff like tons of times before that's just like to cover their bases and also kind of like kill competition, I guess, in the future. So it's like, I don't see them doing it. It's like they're too big of an IP to take that plunge that's so risky to be the first one to do it. But if somebody else takes the plunge and they prove that it works as like a scalable model and that it actually threatens their business model, then I can see them going into it. But I don't see them being the first one to do it, because like, why? You're already the king. You're already at the top. Why would you risk overthrowing yourself? Right?
Once enough people, mark my words, there's one thing I believe in, is this. Once enough people, especially young adults, are able to make a consistent amount of money from the games in our space, things will swap so fast you won't even believe it, right? Like,
Yep.
it's just that simple. Like, if the average 15-year-old looks at Fortnite and it looks at an FPS established here with a good incentive, a good economy, and the right things done with NFTs, and they can go play the game for the same level of fun and get $500 a month to do so because they're putting all their time, energy, and focus on it, they will flock here so fast you don't even believe. Because there's one idea and dream within the like young generation, especially myself included when I was younger, is that I want to be a professional gamer. I want to spend all of my time all day playing games. It's that simple.
I think you're right, Jitsi. Somebody's got to take the plunge, though. Let's take the plunge, guys.
Yeah, it could be us, right? We're gonna be yes, sir.
And what game are they going to play and make a little,
World of Warcraft
benefits from? Yeah, it's
Forgotten Runeverse.
Yeah, baby.
What's funny, actually it's very relevant to this story. We actually had for the Runeverse Minecraft server that Merlin made. We actually had, back when he was running season 1, I believe, with prizes. I'm pretty sure they were like 14 or 15-year-olds. It was probably a group of them. I don't know how they found out. They found out about our Minecraft server. They found out there was incentives that we were giving away these warrior NFTs, I believe, and they joined in and they killed it. I mean, like, they probably play Minecraft all the time, right? They have more than us. They have more time on their hands. They're free, and they ended up on the leaderboard. I don't know if they're still kind of roaming around lurking, but kudos to them. They came in, they won, they got their warriors, and I can see a lot more kids that are like, if they see an opportunity, like, oh, I can make money for doing what I love doing. Like, I love playing Minecraft. I can make money for it. Sure. And then like they'll jump in on opportunity. They don't care if all the adults tell them, no, it's too dangerous, blah, blah, blah. I don't care, Dad. I just made $500 playing Minecraft. Like,
There's going to be this new socioeconomic class in a few years of like 15-year-olds who are making more money than anyone, and nobody's going to see it coming.
Rise up, gamers.
It's good. Okay, well, we've got a few cult questions that I want to get to. And I guess Hin Boyd's got one about gaming that we can I guess transition used as a segue. Hinboyd is asking, will we be able to custom name homesteads, settlements, villages, towns in the Runeverse game? I think so. Like give them a name.
Oh, like your town, like your city, like if you have like a city block or whatever that you make.
Yeah, or your homestead or whatever.
Yeah, that's a good question. Actually, I believe so. I'm gonna have to double check to confirm that, but I'm pretty sure there's like some customizations for that. Like and if there's not, I think that's a very good suggestion that we can just throw at them, right? Like if you have your homestead, somebody should be able to go to your plot and just be able to see like, oh, like Tad's farm or whatever, right? Whatever you want to call it, So
yeah. No, it's definitely a good feature.
Yeah, I know you can put signs in front of your house, so I'm pretty sure that's probably linked to it. Like you go up to the sign and you press enter on the sign, whatever, it'll give you the name. But I'll have to double check to confirm.
Cool. And then Hinboyd's also asking a question. Maybe Bear, you know this one. Issue 5 of the comic, is it in stores or not? And are there variant covers?
Sorry. There are variant covers. We actually have a tweet that's loaded up that's going to promote issue 5. I think you can order it right now. I believe it is in some stores, but you can also order online. So we'll have the tweet loaded up. But yeah, it should be if you subscribe to the comic book series at your local comic book store, it should be in your store at this point. So, Hemboy, maybe you want to check. Yeah. Oh, and Meeple Dad says there are 2. Yeah, he's got both. Perfect. So yeah, they're out. Tell Hemboy, I think you have a subscription, so just call your comic book shop.
Awesome. Okay. Matto actually asked a really fun lore question today. And instead of giving a simple yes or no answer, I'm going to take this opportunity to go on a little lore rant. So Matto is asking, are there countries in the Runeverse? Yeah, this is something I've been wanting to touch on for a while. Like how are the geopolitical boundaries organized in the Runeverse, and who organizes them, and who sits in these power structures? So yeah, I want to talk about this for a little bit. How the political boundaries are defined. I mean, that's what a country really is. It's just an area of land defined by political boundaries. So I don't think there's like a sort of dominant empire or a nation state that sits atop the world order here. You might even say that there's a sort of power vacuum in the universe with no particular faction that dominates. And I'll tell you why that is in a minute. But I do imagine that there are indeed various powerful political factions that are built in various ways. Some of them might be built on familial dynasties. Some of them might be built upon sort of tribal warlords. Some of them might be built upon the riches of like maritime merchants or banking syndicates. But I think what's really important to remember in this discussion is that this is a world that contains magic, which is a very powerful force. And so, therefore, those who wield it, i.e., wizards, are often at the heads of these power hierarchies. So this is why you see a lot of cities and regions named after them, such as the Red Wizard Capital or the Brown Hat Delta, and so on. I also think there's a lot of factions of non-magic users, like the Duck Alliance, who mistrust wizards and magic, and this is a source of conflict. But I think that the reason that none of these different factions seem to rise to the top and dominate the hegemon is again because of magic. Magic is an art form, and it has an inherent disorder. And when you put disorder into a power structure, it can never really get its footing. An empire, for an empire to last, it needs order and structure. And so, I think that the wizards are actually very much okay with this. The inherent disorder in magic prevents this proper organizational procedure. And I think wizards are fine with this because they're much less interested in using power as a means to rule anyway. Um, After all, the practice of magic is a much higher calling. You might even invoke the phrase, "Render unto Caesar things that which are Caesar's, and unto God the things that are God's." Um, in other words, they sort of inherently understand this separation of the spiritual and the state. The purple hats are a perfect example here. They're the ones who really practice an extreme form of chaos magic, besides the shadow hats, and that's a whole other story. Um, but they're potentially the most powerful because they embrace this chaos. They're the epitome of disorganization, and they revel in it. I mean, they even have the court of chaos magic, which is just a total disorganized madhouse. And then on the other side of the chaos spectrum, you have the white hats who sort of paradoxically seek to put total order in their magic. And though it's a mystery of what kind of order and magic they have achieved, they are notoriously absent from the political machinations of the world. They notoriously shy away from rule more than anyone. Maybe in the middle, you could put the red and the blue hats, who sort of temper their magic to reconcile it with worldwide political influence. The Reds, of course, practice financial alchemy, and the Blues are trying to merge the magic and the machine. But of course, the irony here is that the more you try to control magic, the weaker it becomes. And then, of course, the browns and the yellows and the greens, they're totally absorbed in their own unique magical practice and are very content on their own sort of siloed magical paths. So to answer your question, Matto, I think there probably are a lot of political boundaries all over the Runeverse, but like magic, they are loose, they're disordered, they're ever shifting. And yeah, I hope that explains it.
Yep, it definitely does.
I saw this week an image of Westeros done in Google Maps style, and I just loved it so much. Like something that we've been working on some top line priorities, which I will talk about later. But I've also been wanting to do more around like the map of the Runeverse and like being able to kind of flesh it out using like GIS and having kind of like a proper coordinate system, a proper scale for the lore of the Runeverse. And yeah, I thought that image of like a Google Maps of the Runeverse. I mean, we'd stylize it a little bit better, but I've been working on this on my spare time. I would love to kind of develop like where are the countries, where are the roads, where are the rivers, where are the bodies of water, what are the points of interest. And I think once we kind of get the game underway, we'll start to have some time to develop that out further.
I love that. Yeah, there's a whole rail system that I want to get into the world. Rail is a very popular form of travel in the Runeverse. But yeah, I mean, speaking of the map, we're also working on a full 3D version of the map. I think we've mentioned this before. Frog and I have been putting a lot of time into it. It's so cool. And I think I'm hoping that we can debut it on the new website that we're building as well. So that's in the works. What's that, Matto?
New website? Which website?
We're building a new Forgotten Runes website. I think
we're building a new website. It looks so good. You can't see it yet, but it's looking really fantastic. We're hoping to have at least the homepage. The plan is to have the homepage ready by the time the public build goes live. So hopefully even the public beta actually. So this year, yeah, it looks very, very good.
Yeah, we've got a team called Moonbase who's doing it. They're so freaking talented.
Oh, it's so cool. I did like just scrolling through the new design. I think everybody's gonna fall in love.
Yeah.
I've been part of companies who have gone through either brand redesigns or sort of brand initialization in the past, and by far Moonbase is the most like talented, motivated, just like they get it folks that I've ever been like around the process for. And I'm so excited for it to come out. It looks so cool.
Yeah, I mean, I have to say it. They really know how to combine the magic and the machine. I mean, you know, a website is something that has to like look cool and interesting, but organization is so important, and just user friendliness is just critical for websites. And I think they found the perfect balance between just looking really unique and edgy and just artistic, but it's also, I think, very easy to understand and use. Um, yeah, okay. Code Nino has a question that I don't think we're going to have an answer to, but I'll read it anyway. He basically wants to know how many more ultra rares exist in the Souls collection. To be honest, I don't even know. I honestly don't know the answer. Dota, do you want to speak to that?
Yeah, I know the answer, but I'm not going to say. Several.
Okay.
Several.
Okay, great. Nice.
Is Angelic Harambe one of the souls that have not?
No. It's funny though.
No, dude, that is so funny. Like, I feel like we keep coming back to this in past Wizard Wednesdays where we're like, damn, I want to make some more souls, but I don't think we can. But then again, would anyone know if I did?
Like Dick Warlock.
Yeah, Dick Warlock, exactly. Yeah.
That's a real deep cut joke from the Twitter replies. If anybody has our
Yeah, I have
notifications
no
on.
idea what you're talking about, honestly.
It's a new soul we made, Dota. Don't worry.
That comment.
It was the name of somebody, a famous person's stunt double. There was like a screenshot of it, and the guy's name is Dick Warlock.
It's a real dude, yeah.
Yeah, that's an awesome soul name.
For real. Okay, one other thing I want to do a little bit of rant on. I won't take as long on this one, but Snoop Dogg DM'd me the other day, and Snoop Dogg is such a perfect chronomancer. He thinks about time manipulation and chronomancy in just a really advanced way. And he wrote me this whole DM on how he. I'm not going to repeat it because I think he's going to put it in the Wikipedia. But it's just really advanced thinking on chronomancy. And you know, a few weeks ago, I wrote a whole treatise on the different kinds of magic in the Runiverse. But the reason I'm bringing this all up is because I think there's still just so much more room to go deep on any particular niche of magic. And so Snoop Dogg, I think, is going to write a really in-depth review on chronomancy, and he's going to put it in the Chronomancer Citadel page on the Wikipedia. But it just made me really think, like, you know, that whole idea is very much in line with what I was talking about in my magic entry, which is like, you know, magic is an art form, and therefore, you know, everybody's going to approach it in their own unique way. There's really no way to systematize it. And so I think there's a lot of room for anyone else to just like go deep on a specific type of magic, whether it's pyromancy or necromancy, or just like totally invent a whole new breed of magic and put it in the Wikipedia. So, you know, I don't know. I'm looking forward to the different kinds of magic that people come up with, but Snoop Dogg is just like a total chronomancer expert. So look out for that entry. It's going to be very interesting, I think. Yeah, I guess that's it. Actually, Entropy, did you want there's something happening with the DAO after Wizard Wednesday, is that right?
Yes, that is correct. Sorry, I'm a little away from my mic. Yeah, so Bridge and the folks with the House of Wizards DAO are starting a new initiative. Directly after Wizard Wednesday, they're inviting everybody to hop into the voice chat in our Discord. So they're kind of starting a little bit of a ritual with this, or attempting to, talking about things that are going on with the with the DAO. Also going to cover some new things that have popped up lately. You might have noticed a new channel opening called the Bounty Board. Talk about some community-led events, and then, yeah, some DAO approval process, gallery things. And, there's a mention in here about an August Warrior event. I'm not sure what that is. I guess you'll have to hop into voice chat to learn more.
Nice. That's great. Yeah, so right after Wizard Wednesday, in the Discord voice chat. And then let's go ahead and plug Magic Monday news. Looks like our good friend Zayla Sol is the next guest. And Jay of the Sun was the last guest. Actually, Mint Entropy, do you want to talk about this as well?
Yeah, sure. So Monday Magic News is continuing on with the fun new initiative that they're doing of Mad Libs live during the show. If you were there for last week, you might have heard the creation of the last one. It's a pretty fun process, and it's a kind of a cool community lore building in like a light, kind of fun-hearted way that I really enjoy. They're going to talk about some speculation around the Runeverse, specifically, I think some things around the Watcher's Rings. Yeah, and then they also mentioned that they may have a special guest for the following Monday, Ultra XBT.
Nice. Yeah, I tuned into the last one with Jay of the Sun. Excellent episode. Fun guy. I think that's my favorite part of Magic Monday News is when they like just interview one of the cult members. It's so great to get to know everyone in a more in-depth way. It's like it almost makes me want to interview people on Wizard Wednesday, but Magic Monday News is already doing that. So yeah, it's I mean that's just one really great reason to tune into that show. Okay, well there's like 10 minutes left. We can certainly do the Chronicle, but Bear, Dotta, do you guys got anything else you want to chat about?
I'm just working on a
Jeez.
bunch of secret stuff. The secrets have not ended yet. So we've
I feel like you make up a new secret every
Yeah,
single day
that's
too.
my job as CEO. We're always chasing that next high. So
Yeah.
C in CEO stands for secret.
yeah.
I was Chief Enigmatic Officer, but that works too, Entropy.
Yeah, exactly.
I also feel like there's just I mean let's be real. We have a closed beta test for a game that's been coming for 3 years. We have the public test that comes. I mean the public build that's a couple weeks after. We busy, boys and girls. We busy.
Yep.
We really are.
Great cooking.
Yeah, I'll give one little update. The 3D Warriors, the studio who we had working on them, they have finished all the assets. So that's a mega milestone. When I say finished, I mean all the assets are modeled, textured, and rigged. So basically, what's left is for us to reassemble all of them with the generator according to the original NFT collection. That alone is quite a big task. But yeah, I mean that's where we're at with that. And Bear and I have been cooking up a fun event for the 3D Warriors. It's still probably months away, but we've got the ball rolling on that. So I probably announced that way too early, but that's what we do here.
We can't help ourselves.
We really
just
can't.
get off the hook for one thing and put ourselves right back on the hook.
I know.
It's a symptom of being very excited about the work that you're doing.
It's also a symptom of just having a weekly space. Like no
Yeah.
other company does that.
Let's talk about something. Let's talk about
A continual
something.
balance of building in public while also managing expectations.
Yes. Bridge, did you have a comment or anything?
Yeah. How's
What
everybody
up,
doing?
dog?
Hey.
Congrats,
Oh,
Bridge.
thank you.
Congrats, dude. We were talking about the DAO, the new DAO members earlier before I think you jumped
Yeah,
in.
we're amped. We got some momentum going into the next phase, and we got some amazing representation. And yeah, we want to try to get everybody to raid the Discord after this space. You know, it's an experiment. Some people in the chat have said, do it before Wizard Wednesday, do it after Wizard Wednesday. I think it's just going to be a work in progress, just because there's so many wizards all over the world. We want to try to do as many community spaces as possible. So yeah, we're going to raid today. We're going to talk about some the election process and everything that we talked about during the election process. There's a ton of stuff in the How DAO thread. But you know, reading is hard. So we got Tad with his hand up. And we want to just kind of catch everybody up who wasn't able to attend most of that process. So yeah, we're going to open the voice chat. Ted?
Ted, were you trying to say something? You're on mute.
Oh man, I'm totally muted. Yeah, Ted. I'm having several kobold moments today. Honestly, what I can't stop thinking about is the only use for a blockchain game that I can think of in this moment is to have like an all-time record for Pac-Man that never gets lost because it's immutable and stored forever, and I can't get that weird Seinfeld episode out of my head. But what I actually wanted to talk about, just a couple of things. We obviously have this game coming out, and there's a lot of new people that are coming into our Discord. So there's a new announcement that Matto just posted today. There is, as always happens, some scammers that are coming through, mimicking accounts that are looking similar to Magic Machine and talking about a mint. So please ignore all of those. The team will never DM you. We will never send any mint links to a DM. Nothing will ever be surprise announced. So do be on your guard. And lastly, I just wanted to thank everyone in the community for being so good about helping to onboard all these new people and getting people settled in and helping them explore and like understand what we're building, not only within the game, but also just at the Runeverse at large. This community is fantastic. You all do an amazing job of helping people out. So kudos to you and thank you for all that hard work.
Hell yeah.
Hey, real quick, I just want to throw something on here. I hope this is not maybe violating best practices, because I know that whatever separation of the company, the DAO, whatever. Not that you need an extra incentive, but just to encourage people to hop into the voice chat with the DAO this time. Why don't you guys go ahead and pick somebody from the audience, and we'll shoot them a Nightmare Imp treat box.
Woohoo!
Nice.
All right.
Good idea.
Yeah, we're thinking of a lot of fun ways to encourage engagement similar to that. And yeah, there's a lot being written up in the DAO. So yeah, it's all happening.
I love the treat boxes. You never know what's in them.
Yeah, that's really fun prize.
Yeah, they've been a really fun thing to offer up. Just little small incentives for people to participate in Familiar Friday, for Rune Raiders to hop in and give us a little bit of extra boost on socials. There's such a nice thing to be able to give people because you don't know what it is. And I love that element of it. In particular, I can say there's a few people from the Ronin ecosystem that have gotten one recently, and it's just been a really fun experience for them because they get to immediately walk into one of these really cool digital virtual experiences that the team has built, quite a while back, but it's still live, it's still active, and it still kind of gives you this sense of like, I get to experience something really cool that the cult has done, even though I'm just joining it whatever day I happen to stumble in here. So that's been great.
Totally. Question on that. Does Anathema items give you full access to the Discord?
No.
It starts with warriors.
Yeah, it starts with warriors. I think we had at some point Athenium items give access to the sales chat. I forgot if we reverted at some point, but it's not full access to Discord. I think if anything, maybe it may give you like some like smaller accesses. But
it might be the trading chat too. But like one of the things that's happened in like the last week or two, people have been coming in and selecting a role of any kind off the role picker, and it opened up the entire Discord to them. So like I don't know what people's opinions are, but I think it starts at warriors. So yeah.
Yeah, that's related to the conversations we've been having with the DAO, because the DAO has quite a few warriors in its vault. And so, yeah, you guys mentioned the warrior event that we're trying to put together for next month. And that's in relation to bringing more people into the community through warriors and allowing them to explore the Discord, explore all the different channels, because we have so many cult members that are here for different reasons. Yeah, we want them to be able to see those reasons other than the game, although of course the game is front and center. Some people may land because they love producing art or because they love producing lore or all the other 100 utilities that we have. So yeah, warriors, we want to try to create this event that inspires people to create cult content, and then hopefully new community members get rewarded some warriors, and that'll be their entry into the ecosystem.
How cool.
I think baby wizards and non-wizards have access to the sales
Yes.
release. Yeah, so I think that gives you, that's probably the lowest entry. I think it does open the entire Discord, but I think it opens up like, you know, some chats from the Discord from just that. So that's probably like if you really just want like base entry into it, there's there, and then the warriors right after will open up the entire Discord for you.
That's right. And recently somebody posted some Grail baby wizards. I saw like Ancient One and a Dark Goat of the Woods. And I almost got them, but I thought, no, those would actually be pretty awesome if people grabbed as their first token.
Cool. Guys, how about we jump into the cult content chronicle compiled by
The illustrious
Tony Del Rio. Every damn week.
I love the addition of the sound effect. Let's keep that. All right, week 79. Starting right off, one of my favorite things I saw this week from Jay Mander. Jay Mander made this really fun website called dreammasterlake.com. And he's just collecting a bunch of fun, I'm going to say cult content, GIFs, wizard art. I don't know how to describe it. You just got to go check it out. It's really cool. And then Jason J of the Sun, Jason DeSante built or he modified a rock, paper, scissor game to include Athenaeum items from the Runeverse. Super fun. Man, Jason has been building a lot of stuff lately. Just these fun little websites. That's awesome, man. Love to see that. And then, of course, Jason is also continuing with the Daily Dancing Wizzy Vizzy Viddies, number 52. Duststorm GG is his island and Nifty Island is representing Forgotten Runes for a Wizards versus Gamers event. Man, and looking at the footage for this thing, that is a really impressive island. Very cool. Clooney the Rat also continues to build wizard stuff on Nifty Island. This tower that Clooney's been building for a while is just looking more and more impressive every day. Very cool, Clooney. Magus Devon commissioned 888 Hattie Mitu to make a fun little version of the Cat Warrior that you have, Matto. And then, of course, you've also made some amazing little dolls. Or is it who made these dolls, Matto?
Actually one of the dolls is bought, but the other one is actually commissioned. So like there's a commission doll, and then there's one that's actually an official, well, not official doll, but it's like a semi-official. It's like a licensed doll from Darkstalkers.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, the one of Magus Devon is just gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. So good.
More of them coming. One of them is being made by Sweetbread. She's making one for me. That one was commissioned. She commissioned for me like 2 years ago as a birthday present for me. And then she's actually sewing one herself. She's like upgrading her sewing skills so that she can get it done for me.
Amazing.
How cool.
Yeah, very cool. Brennan.eth has been sharing a lot of works in progress for the game. This particular piece of artwork in the Chronicle, I played this game once, but I can't say what part of the game this is representing, but it looks very cool. It basically looks like Justin's Wizard versus Salty Sloan. So that's fun. Daniela Illustra is continuing work on her graphic novel. Man, this page is just beautiful. Yeah, super cool, Daniela. Entropy. Entropy. What is? Oh yeah, it's the inside of your custom PC, and you've got a watcher screen.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's an AIO cooler. It's a liquid CPU cooler, and it's got a little screen on it, so I can throw anything on there that I want. But that is the thing that consistently sits there and cycles around as I'm doing my work, just to remind me that there's magic inside that machine.
Dude, that's so good. Your PC is literally powered by a Watcher's Ring, and you've also got a little raccoon in there. That's nice.
Yeah, and the Magic Machine D20 down there too.
Hell yeah!
Got to keep that thing on me.
That's right. I love it. Okay. Let's see what else we got. Zayla Soul announced a bounty board. Dotta, weren't you asking for a bounty board like a few weeks ago?
Yeah, and they went and did it. There you go.
Nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
nice. I can't remember what the bounty board does. Can you explain it again?
So the idea is there's a Discord forum where people can go and say, "Oh, I want somebody to make this. I want a commission for my wizard, or I want a piece of code for this, and this is what I'll give you if you do it." It's kind of like a little job board where you just say, what you'll pay for somebody to do something for you.
Right. I love it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great.
So this is actually Elf. This is actually tied into some of the things we're trying to do with the DAO, looking for ways to get people more involved or interactive. So we'll be creating different opportunities, or people can suggest some, and then we'll be leveraging some of the assets in the DAO wallet to pay for those bounties. So yeah, super cool idea.
Fantastic. Zelasol also made a great meme poking fun at the recent CrowdStrike outage. I imagine this is something that happens in the Runeverse just about every other day. Yeah, I hope it. I don't think anyone in the cult, or certainly not in Magic Machine, experienced this this catastrophe, as far as I know.
My wife was doing a little bit of travel while this was going on, but she was on an airline that wasn't affected, but she got to see some of the chaos. I also wanted to mention, if I saw a few versions of this meme, and I love this one from Zayla Soul. My favorite version that I saw, though, is from Post Wook, who we had on the show a couple weeks back. She made an incredible one that's like in her art style, where it's like the sky is the BSOD. Really good. Go check that out if you haven't seen it.
Nice. Malevolent made some really great artwork of his Metabot warrior. Yeah, that's a scary looking Metabot warrior. I would not want to get into the arena with that thing. Igdual continues with really fun gens of his classy, dapper, sophisticated wizard with the DJ mixer. And then Magus Wazir made a really fun meme. It says, bro doesn't even ponder. I'm not even going to try to just describe it. Just go look at it. Give a Hoot. Give a Hoot made a fun little short story involving the Gigas Chad and a bathroom towel wearing wizard. I don't even know if that's a wizard, if they're just wearing a bathroom towel. That's just a naked dude running around the Runiverse. we really need to update these these wizards wearing bathroom towels. And then Meeple Dad, I think he's finally finished the Lego version of the Secret Tower. It's so good, man. Meeple Dad is probably the most skilled Lego artist in the cult. If there's anyone better, I haven't seen it. And then, of course, Meeple Dad is continuing with Riddles in the Dark. Day 205 is where he's at. And then Magic Monday News, of course. Last week was Jason DeSante, and upcoming is Zayla Soul. And I'll tell you what else I like. Jiho from Ronin commented on this on the Chronicle, and he says, "I love the consistency." I agree, Jiho. Tanya has done this for almost 2 years now, and it's every damn week. It's very impressive. And I think that's it. I don't think I missed any this week.
Every
Anything else,
week,
guys?
it's incredible.
Yep. I guess that's it.
Yeah, come play the game next week. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Heck yeah.
Hell yeah.
I can't wait. That's going to be such a good time.
Yeah. Yep. I think it's exciting that it's going to be on the Ronin wallet as well. This will be the first time we all get to interact on the Ronin wallet or the Ronin blockchain.
Yeah.
So that's cool too. It's coming along. Inchby, can you fire it up?
I can. Just a forewarning, I'm going to swap out our outro music today with the Forgotten Runeverse lobby theme.
Ooh.
Oh, fun. Okay, yeah, great, love it.
Well, I'll hear it in about a week from now, but I figure we can tap into it now for a bit.
Yeah, hell yeah. There it is. Ah, remember that. It's bringing back memories of the Eve of Memory. All right, this has been Elf, Dotta, Bearsnake, Matatsuki, Tad, Bridge, Entropy, Jitsi, and all of the wizards of the Forgotten Runes Wizards Cult. Channeling out. Don't forget to go to the Discord and check out the DAO meeting. Channeling out from the Quantum Downs. GN, everybody.
Bye.